We're here today because something tragic has happened. Twitter hates black women, y'all. I hate to be the one to say it. I'm just kidding. Black women have probably already said it before, but Twitter hates black women. A lot of social media sites hate black women, but specifically today, I'm going to be talking about Twitter. Why, you may ask? Well, my good people, I promise you, I'm not reading a hostage note. This is actually my script. So, you know, we all get a little spicy on Twitter sometimes, right? Like, we all pop off. I am not immune, you know, living my little spicy life, getting into Twitter debates. We all try our best, and I try to be cordial online. I try to be nice and admit my mistakes. I'm not, you know, perfect, and I do say some stupid shit, and sometimes, you know, you get called out for it. It's the way life goes. This actually is not even about me. I didn't say stupid shit this time. Somebody else said some stupid shit this time. Yeah, so anyway, what I'm trying to say is I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. And this time, my good fellows, my good comrades, I was not wrong. And let me explain why. Let me explain why I believe Twitter hates black women. So, like I said, I try to be really nice online, but then there are certain people, and you know what kind of people I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about people who are ignorant and regurgitate brain-dead takes and are racist and homophobic and misogynistic. They're all online, you know? So when I interact with them, I have no patience, and I'm not sorry about it. I have no patience. I do call them out on their bullshit when I see it, because that's like a rule of mine. I don't take bullshit. That's like one thing I don't do. I won't do it. I won't take bullshit. I don't stand for bullying or harassment. I grew up with a mean older brother, so I think I know how to handle myself pretty well. Anyway, yeah, I don't stand for racism, ignorance, misogyny, quite particularly in this case misogyny. Listen up, kiddies, and let me regale you with a tale about my most recent Twitter debacle and how it got me permanently banned from Twitter. Yes, you heard that right, everybody. I am perma-banned from Twitter. Twitter has literally deemed my antics on their website as reprehensible as Donald Trump. Enough to perma-ban me. Yeah.
Deception and outrage, disgrace.
So they believe I have abused my privileges on their website, and I have promoted like harassment or abuse based on race, sex, gender, etc. They think I'm a bully, and if I were a bully, I wouldn't mind being called out as being a bully. But the thing is, I'm not bullying people. I'm correcting their misogyny or their racism, you know? Like, I think there's a difference between the two things. And then when I do that, if they become mean, I'm also going to respond with being mean, because that's just how things work, right? So this isn't even the first time I have been banned from Twitter, believe it or not. I'm a very controversial person, apparently. I've gotten other people banned for being like racist or misogynistic or like being terrible people. Yeah, I've reported people on there and I've gotten them banned. And I myself have also been banned a few times. And let me very quickly, let's just go over the previous times I've been banned from recent memory, just to give you guys a little context of the things I've been banned for on Twitter.com. So I've been banned for calling Candace Owens yeah, so I was banned for calling Candace Owens I was banned for calling some white Latino people Latin flavored. Yeah, those are the two times I can remember being banned. I can't remember. I mean, hey, if somebody can figure out what else I was banned for, please feel free to remind me, but that's the only thing I remember being banned for. But this situation was a little different. This situation was different this time, you know? This all started with a clip of a young white boy getting his hair done to obviously emulate a black hairstyle. Like, it was like braids in front. It doesn't really matter what it was about. It was a white boy attempting to emulate a black hairstyle. And in the comments, one black woman was like, "Oh, we can't have nothing." Like, you know, like, just, it was a joke. She said it jokingly, but the replies to her comment were just atrocious. Like, they were just stupid. They were ignorant. They were like saying, "I know you're not talking about cultural appropriation when you be wearing them Cinderella weaves." And it's like, you don't know what cultural appropriation is. You don't know what cultural appropriation is, because that is not what cultural appropriation is. Yeah, so very, very quickly, let me just explain what cultural appropriation is.
And now for a quick lesson on cultural appropriation. Cultural appropriation is when one group takes ideas and elements of another group's culture and uses it frivolously without acknowledging, caring, or crediting the original group from which it came. Cultural appropriation is K-pop idols wearing bindis, white girls at Coachella wearing feather headdresses, even Kim Kardashian wearing cornrows and then saying she invented them, calling it boxer braids. These are all things that are used or worn by a culture that is different from the person wearing it. These are all worn without care or regard for the original use or purpose in the culture or the people who created it. It reduces a culture to a trend. Specifically with black culture, like in the case of Kim K, black people have been historically shamed for our hair texture, styles, and we've consistently had our creations stolen from us without any form of credit whatsoever. Here's a few quick examples. Cultural appropriation is not a black woman wearing a blonde weave, or a black person in general doing something that has historically been exclusive to or only achievable through whiteness. Why, you may ask? Black people have been forced to assimilate into a white supremacist world. Growing up being told that whiteness is the standard, many of us straighten our hair with heat, chemicals, wear wigs and weaves, and even outside of that, wearing wigs or weaves is literally a protective style. Wearing natural hair can come with challenges that I don't even feel like getting into, but here's a quick list off the top of my head. Not even mentioning all of the historical discrimination against black women's hair in America. So no, a black woman wearing a blonde wig is not the same thing as a white kid getting their hair done to emulate a black hairstyle. It's ignorant to argue that they're anywhere near the same thing. And this concludes our quick lesson on cultural appropriation.
Yeah, so I basically explained to them why they were wrong, why calling her actions of wearing a weave the equivalent of cultural appropriation is wrong, and they didn't like that very much. A couple of men got really butthurt about the fact that they couldn't just shit on some black woman and get away with it without being called out for their wrong usage of cultural appropriation. People were accusing her of making fun of a kid. They were just piling on her, and I was like, okay, well, this isn't right. This is like literally anti-black misogyny. Yeah, so I called it out. Baby boy didn't like being called out very much. So him and some other dudes started like harassing me. They started harassing me, and they were like going through my Twitter account, they went to my YouTube. They went through my Twitter account. They went through my YouTube. They even took like a picture of my cat to try to make fun of my cat. I can't make this up. This is how butthurt these men were. They were like, "You're ugly." The whole argument does not matter, okay? And like I said, I don't take bullying, honey, okay? These guys they pulled every trick out of the hat to try to like get to me, try to make me break or something. They were trying to make me cry. They wanted to make me block them. And I don't usually give people the satisfaction of blocking them. I usually just mute them. Sometimes I block people because like it's just not even worth it. And honestly, I really should have just blocked them, because what came next, honey? Well, sweetie, what came next? They were talking about me making like B movies or something. I don't know. They tried so hard to insult me. What really stood out to me is when one of them said something like, I can tell you've never been called ugly before. You're a solid 3. I was just like, thanks, baby. 3 is actually my favorite number. And I've been called ugly plenty of times, but thanks for showing me that you clearly can't stand the thought of being attracted to a pretty woman who is smarter than you, because that's really all that told me. Yeah. They really tried to come for my looks, and I'm just like, listen, the more you come for my looks, the more I know you just can't stand the fact that you like the way I look. So I took it as a compliment. He took my profile picture, so I reported him, because I was just like, you can't really do that, you can't really take my profile picture. And he like edited a clown face on my profile picture. The thing is, he edited a clown face over my face. Like, he took my profile picture and put a clown face over my face, but he didn't even do a good job. Like, if you're gonna make me look like a clown, at least make me look like a good clown. I can do better than that.
Deception and outrage. Disgrace.
I reported him for using my profile picture, like the petty bitch I am, and usually this is where things end. I muted him, reported it, moved on with my life, because I'm just like, you know what, I'm done with this. Like, there's nothing to be gained. But then, let me tell you, these misogynist freaks are something else. One of them is literally falsely reporting my account right now. Like, and let me tell you how I know he's falsely reporting my account. Not too long after I reported him, suddenly I was getting permanently banned. And then Twitter was like, oh my bad, we banned you by accident, sorry for the inconvenience. And then they banned me again. And then I saw the reason why they banned me. Let me show you why Twitter decided to ban me. They consider this harassment and bullying based on like race, sex, gender, I don't know, I guess. And it's so crazy because he's used the exact same words as me. This user has used the exact same words as me, and his account is still up, still tweeting. Meanwhile, as of right now, I'm still permanently banned, and he's still active. Once I realized he was the one who had gotten me banned, I went back to his profile, because you can still kind of use Twitter when you're permanently banned. You just can't tweet, you can't like, you can't do anything. Not only does he still have my profile picture up, but he literally does this all the time. He targets mostly women, and then when he targets men, usually it's like about women. So he targets women and edits clown faces over their faces. And if that's not like, that was a car. If that's not like total misogynistic, like repeated misogynistic behavior, I don't know what else is. Anyway. Not only is Twitter letting this happen, Twitter is actively like aiding him in his harassment by keeping me permanently banned while he is allowed to continue tweeting with my profile picture. So I guess it's kind of like I'm not banned because he still has my profile picture. So if you squint, it's basically just me. No, I'm just kidding. He's a misogynist. I don't tweet misogynistic bullshit. At the end of the day, like, it's not a big deal because I'll miss the community I had on Twitter. I had a nice community of black women on Twitter that we like to interact sometimes. But I have other communities. There are other websites. Life goes on. Twitter's not that big of a deal. But it sucks, right? Like, it sucks that I lost access to Twitter because of a misogynist. I guess there's always Tumblr. Follow me on Tumblr. Twitter hates black women. Twitter is actively aiding a misogynist in their harassment of me. That's where we are. I'm still permabanned. And yeah, you can catch me on Tumblr now. I've always been on Tumblr. I was on Tumblr before I was on Twitter, so Tumblr will always be there for you and me and for all of us. Goodbye. Fuck Twitter. Fuck Twitter. Fuck TikTok too. That's all, folks.